What is up, everybody, and welcome to another Kinstretch class brought to you by Stretch Effect. My name is Coach Luke, and I'll be taking you through today's 30-minute shoulder-focused Kinstretch class. So, folks, today's class will be a little bit different. In past classes, we've looked at, just internal rotation or external rotation. Today's class, we're going to be going over a little bit of everything when it comes to shoulder function, shoulder motion. So, when we look at shoulder motion, our prerequisites are internal, external rotation, and then we also have what's called abduction or adduction coming towards the midline, abduction, adduction coming away from the midline, and then we have flexion, which is flexion straight up. We also have flexion in all of these zones out here, and then we have extension, which is the arm coming back behind the body. That is extension just the same way. We have extension in all of these zones, all through here, right? So we're going to be going a little bit over each position. If one set of everything in each position, we'll look at cars and some capsule cars. So if you have a tennis ball, you can use a tennis ball for some later stuff that we'll be doing. If not, that is okay. Just throw it off to the side for now. And we're just going to start in collapse kneeling. So you're in a good position if you want to sit on a block. You can sit on a block just kind of more support. I'm going to cross the body. I'm going to open up the hand. I'm going to cross the body as I go through my shoulder cars here. So I'm going to go palm up, across, bicep to the eyebrow, bicep to the ear, and then from there, not just rotate the hand, but rotate that whole bicep out, around, come down and through, and then first go straight back, try not to shrug, come out over the top, the ribs down, core engaged, across the body, elbows locked out, and come through. Forward just a little bit, so I'm going to wall back here, so I'm coming forward, cross, flexion, internal rotation, all the way around. Make a fist here if you're going to scrape your knuckles on the floor. Extend, rotate, come over, across the body, and down and switch. So we'll go left elbow locked, externally rotate, across the body, across the face, internal rotation, one down, first, stomach goes high, externally rotate as I come over the top, ribs stay down, core stays engaged, adduction, and through one more time, across the body, palms up, elbows locked, across the face, rotate that bicep, all the way out and around, up, down, extend that shoulder, rotate over, cross. Now we have that palm up, elbows locked, down and through. From there, let's go right into tall kneeling. So be up just like this, ribs stay down, elbows at 90 degrees. If you want to take a block, you just take that block right between the knees. That just helps give you a little more stability. Elbows will be at 90. From there, ribs sit down, glutes are tight, squeeze that block. I will internally rotate, capsule cars here. Externally rotate, so I'm trying to drive fists not just up to neutral, but try to get fists back behind the body. So I'm going to internally rotate, try to keep the elbows right out to the side. Externally rotate, and drive back. Internal, external, internal, ribs stay down, external rotation, and relax. From there, let's go right to our side. We're going to go internal rotation, tails and rails for that right shoulder. So I'm going to lay on my right side, use that block for a pillow. Here I will tuck down, have this shoulder stacked underneath me. So I'm taking left shoulder right over right shoulder. Make sure I'm not shrugging up here, right? So I'm gonna make sure I pull that shoulder down so it's straight down under the shoulder there. So it'll come straight out front, or you can drop it down just a little bit, give your AC joint a little bit more space. Use that block here on the side. You can go up there, whatever's more comfortable for you. From there, my top hand, got it down into an internal rotation position stretch. All of my knuckles facing my belt buckle, waistline here. Make sure the back side of my right shoulder that's on the floor stays down. So I'm not shrugging up here, I'm just making sure I'm staying down there. And then I just guide it down into the stretch. one set of pails and rails here for internal rotation. Let's take it to today's class. We're not going to go full 2-minute stretch for the pails and rails. We'll go about 1 minute while I explain pails and rails protocol. And we'll switch sides. And we'll do some external rotation. So from here, you're just feeling that stretch, right? As you breathe, feel it internally rotate more, right? So that's that femur rotating in, right? From there, my pails will be driving out of that position there. So driving up, tracting into external rotation. Top hand doesn't let it move. And then my rails, I'm going to take this bottom hand and work to pull it. So top hand stays still, bottom hand works to rotate more into internal rotation. So we're hanging out in the stretch here, make sure we're breathing, making sure we're in a good position there. Take a breath in, brace that core, and then slowly start driving up into that top hand. Top hand doesn't let it move. Building that contraction up every second, go 1 to 10 more percent, 20%. 30%, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100% effort. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Pull off that top hand. If you don't get it off the top hand, that's okay. It just means you're at your end range. But work to contract, driving down into more internal rotation. Let's go another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Your body gives you a little bit more in that passive stretch position. And we'll come out of that there. If you want to get some rotation, that's okay. We'll switch sides. We're going to go sleeper stretch for left shoulder internal rotation. One set of pails and rails just like we did on the other side. So my hips are back, my hips are on the back side of the mat, my feet are angled towards the front side of the mat. Gives me this V position that gives me a good position for my arm to rotate into. Now here, shoulders are stacked right there. So I'm straight out in front and then pull it elbow down just a little bit. From there, I will just make sure I'm going from my wrist, right? So if you have a watch, you can move the watch out of the way, or you can just go straight down onto that watch. Pull that shoulder down so we're not shrugging. Ribs stay down, core stays engaged, and then just use that top hand to rotate into internal rotation. Again, we'll hang out here for about 1 minute. We'll do one set of pails and rails. You may find that one side is different than the other. It's certainly more sore. I did this, I did these yesterday as well. Encourage you to do these if you really want to increase internal rotation. You can do the stretch every day, and then, or you can do lighter pails and rails every day. Think like between 10 and 60, 70%, and then twice a week go for more intensity, 70% and above. So you're getting that stretch, you're getting the stimulus every day, but then you're getting hard sessions in about twice a week. But build up to that, right? So if it's the first time doing it, start once a week. Over time, increase the intensity, increase the frequency. From here, let's take a breath in, brace that core, and then slowly start pressing up into that top hand. Top hand presses down, building that contraction up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and max effort drive up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Pull off that top hand. Tension now drives down towards the floor. Top hand stays still. Work on rotating for 10, 9, 8. Your arm resting in a ghost. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Good, very nice. Get some rotations there, kind of get some life back in that shoulder. We're going to go right to a prone position. You have a block. Use that block to lift off of. If you do not have a block, you can stack some books. You can use a pair of shoes, or you can just go straight from the floor. We're just going to work external rotation, lift off. So if you have good external rotation, if you've done this before, you know that you can lift off the block. You can use the block to lift off of. If you want to choose the ground, just use the ground. We're going to go 10 external rotation liftoffs. So if you have another block, you can always squeeze it between the legs here. That's just another way to create more tension with the lower body. Tuck that tailbone like we're trying to lift the belly button off the floor. Head is down, forehead's on the forearm. Knees are down on the ground, kind of crushing the block in together. Elbows straight out to 90. Fist is on the block if you're using it. If not, it's on the floor. Tuck that tailbone. Elbow dives into the floor, and then we're just externally rotating. Make sure that we're not lifting from the spine, and it's all shoulder. Okay, 1, we're going 10 reps here, and then we'll switch. 2, 3, 4, 5, we got 5 more there. 6, 7, 8, last 2, 9, and 10. Very good, go switch sides. Sure, we're maintaining that full body tension the whole time, making sure we're not arching from the lower back, lower spine. Just a little bit here. Squat right out to our side. Squat between the legs, so squeeze between the legs there. You can squeeze between the knees, squeeze between the calves, whatever feels to help you create more tension. This elbow is straight out to 90, straight out from the side of my body here. Tucking that tailbone, tucking that rib cage, making sure it's nice and tight. Body's engaged, elbows are down, and rotate. 1, 2, 3, tight, stay tight. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, last 2, 9, stay tight all the way up, and 10. So that was internal rotation, sleeper position, pillars, rails, and then we did external rotation, lift-offs from the block or from the floor, wherever you're using as your obstacle. So we're going to go into, it's called abduction, which is our position going away from the floor. So in this position, what we're going to work on is going from a stacked block position, and then we're just going to be working on lifting off. So we just did our left shoulder, so back to the right. So we're going to work on lift offs from abduction, which will be very similar, except now I'm going to be here. So I got my whole arm, elbow, everything's here. I'm on the forearm, forehead on the forearm, body stays tight. And now I'm working on, instead of lifting this way, I want to lift this way, right? So I'm going to go here, work on tucking and lifting the whole body, or sorry, the whole arm off the block. And there, that's really easy. You can lift it higher going here. If that's really easy, you can lift it all the way up, nice and tall. So that's going to be the highest position of abduction. You're going to be starting at a higher obstacle, so you're going to have less room to move, right? So we get 10 reps here. So arm is up, tuck that tailbone, body stays tight, and then just think everything lifts together, contract the back side of that shoulder, and lift, down. 1, we're going 10. Body stays tight, and lift, down. Lift, down. 3, lift, down. 4, lift, down. 5, lift, down. 6, lift, down. 7, lift, down. 8, 2 more here, lift, down. 9, lift, down, and 10. We'll go switch sides. Abduction for the left arm. Set that up. You may be different between left and right side, so do a couple practice reps in the lower position if you need to. Make sure you're good. Make sure you got a good position to lift from, and then you can still keep the rest of that body nice and still. Okay, so from here, arm goes to my block, to my elevated position. Body stays down, core stays engaged, stay tucked, stay tight, forehead on the forearm, and from there, everything stays still, and we lift Okay. And lift. Down. 2. Lift. Squeeze. Down. 3. Squeeze it back to the shoulder. Like you're trying to press to the ceiling. Everything staying nice and straight. That's 3. We got 7 more. And lift. 4. Lift. 5. Lift. 6. So tight. Lift. 7. Lift. 8. Lift. 9. Last one here and lift. 10. Very good. So from there, if you want to take the blocks, you want to sit on blocks, you can sit on it here. You can sit on 2 blocks, whatever makes you more comfortable. If you want to stay sitting on your heels, you can certainly stay on your heels. Or you can go tall kneeling, half kneeling, whatever's easiest, whatever's most comfortable for you. We're going to go into an adduction, so adduction crossing the midline of the body. Heels and rail stretch position here. So if you've done this one before, in past classes you'll know this one's quite a crampy feeling that you'll get in that kind of pec minor inner shoulder position there, and then it's really good bicep workout on the other arm. So we're going to do, just like we did internal rotation fails rails, we're going to do 1 set of adduction of each shoulder. So from there, I'm going to think ribs are down, core stays nice and tight, and cross the body with this right arm, getting a stretch to that posterior shoulder here. This left arm will come across the body, make sure I'm not shrugging. So you see I kind of reset myself, make sure everything is nice and tight, elbow stays locked out. And I'm just going to stretch back side of that shoulder and breathe here. So again, we'll go for about 1 minute. Nice deep breaths. Make sure that I'm using my belly breathing, make sure I'm not doing too much. Make sure I'm getting all of that breath. Stand out on the inhale and close down on the exhale. Stretch that back side of that shoulder with a fist. You can open palm, whatever is comfortable for you. What we're going to do, just as I explained, just continue to stretch our tails. Take my right arm and I'm pressing into my left arm, so I'm contracting everything that I've been stretching here, trying to drive my arm into abduction. And then I'm going to build that up for 10, max effort hold for 10. And then my rails, I'm trying to keep my right elbow nice and straight, and I'm trying to get more abduction. So you can keep this left arm here, and then I'm just trying to pull my right arm off of my left arm. So as if I was doing this motion, but left arm stays there, and I'm just trying to pull away from it. If you're truly at your end range, you're not going to be able to truly get off of it. But it's all about getting the contraction in that direction, and you'll probably feel quite a bit of a pec contraction there because the pec is not used to contracting at the shorter range. Right? So here, get that big stretch, take a breath in, raise that core, and then slowly start pressing out into that top hand for 10. 9, second, build it up another 10%. So 3, 4, you're at 4%, 5, you're at 50%, 6, 6%, 7, 8, 9, and 100% effort 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Track that shoulder. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Contract that inner pec. Keep that elbow locked out. Try to pull off that left arm. Keep going. 10. Contract, contract, contract. 9, 8, 7. Make it cramp. 6, 5, 4. There it is. 3, 2, 1. And just relax. Find you get a little bit more of that abduction stretch. Oof. And relax. Very nice. Let's go other arm. So I'm going to take this arm across the body. So you can go from that kind of upper, or the lower humerus, kind of above the elbow, or you can go below the elbow, whatever's most comfortable for you. Go right on the elbow if you need to. Just make sure this left arm stays straight. And then good stretch on that posterior shoulder. Everything staying nice and locked. Body stays still. Very good. Stretch and breathe. Stretch there again. Just a quick reminder, you can just close, open, tails and driving out, rails and trying to come in, and I'm just building up for 10, max up for 10, and then rails, 15-second contraction, trying to cross that body even more with that arm, okay? Bridge it down, just take a nice breath in, core is tight, and slowly start driving out into that top hand, building that contraction up to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, max effort, 10, 9, 8, 7, hold that 6, bicep tight, 5, 4, 3, get ready, 2, 1, and rails, contract, inner pec, try to pull off that top hand, arm stays straight, contract, 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 another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, inner pec, cramping, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Oh yeah, I should feel that pec there as you're trying to close down, right? It's not used to functioning in that short of position, but again, you want to have ownership, you want to have control in all positions that our body is capable of doing. That was abduction liftoffs and abduction hills and rails. So we're going to go into some extension liftoffs. So this is something that we've done before, but it's something that we're going to kind of use for our shoulder cars a little bit later. So we'll start prone, so we're going to lay on your stomach, and then we're just going to have our hand behind, or our hand internally rotated and behind us. This is one, if you have a tennis ball and you want to use it, you certainly can. If you don't, or you have one and you don't want to use it, that's certainly okay too. And there, I'm just going to hold the tennis ball and then internally rotate so my thumb is facing up. All I'm going to do is stay locked out here, so forehead on the forearm, body's tight. If you want to go head down on the floor, you can certainly do that as well. So I'm here, so I'm not there, right? Internally rotate so my thumb is up. Make sure my body stays tight and rib down. And I'm just going to extend, so I'm going to squeeze that ball, extend as high as I can. So you feel some posterior shoulder, tricep working there. Come right back down. So I want to make sure I'm not just lifting all the way there, getting my whole chest and shoulder weight back. Just try to think everything stays locked in. And I'm just internally rotating and extending that shoulder. For 2, and 10 reps there. Up and squeeze. Breathe. Squeezing that ball, you should probably feel some tricep going too. 4, 5, 6, stay internally rotated, a little locked. 7, 8, 9, last one, 10, and switch. Extension on the left shoulder. Again, once that way, grab the ball, internally rotate, forehead on forearm, body stays nice and tight, core is engaged, bridge it down, and extend. Back down. Extend. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 more. Squeeze it, 8, 9, last one here, squeeze that ball, go up tight, and down. Okay, from there, I'm in the same position, but now so I'll go back to my right side, and I'm gonna go, it's a lift off, so it's a flexion lift off, and then I'm just gonna hold that position, and we're some capsule cars, internally, externally rotating my shoulders. So we're gonna go 5, super slow capsule cars and flexion on my right side, and then 5 on my left. So from there, stay nice and tight. Again, here you go forearm to forearm. You go here. If you, again, we have zones of flexion, so you can today you can train this one, next time train this one. You want to get good at all of them. Okay, so for now we're just gonna go straight up. Body's tight, ribs are down. Squeeze that ball. Lift up into as much flexion as you can without having to shrug up. Right. So try to keep that shoulder down. flex. From there, hold, internal, external. That's 1. Internal, external, 2. Internal, external. If you're turning a doorknob, we got 2 more. Internal, external, 4, last 1. Internal, external, and down. We'll switch sides. It's flexion with internal, external rotation. Something we need to have if we want to press overhead, right? And there. Forehead on the forearm, body's tight. Tuck the tailbone. Rib cage down. Flex. Internal. External. That's 1. Internal. External. 2. Internal. External. 3. Internal. External. 4. Last 1. Stay tight. Internal. External rotation. And come down for 5. Woo. My shoulders should be smoked right now. We got a little of everything, right? So we got internal pils rails, external rotation liftoffs, adduction pils rails, abduction liftoffs from there. We got extension liftoffs, and then flexion liftoffs with some capsule cars. So again, that's something. Those are just little pieces of each position, but as they all come together, you'll have overall better shoulder function. So we're just going to finish with some more shoulder cars. We're gonna, if you have that tennis ball, you have the ball, by all means you can go and use it. We're gonna go half kneeling. So in the case of this one right now, I'm gonna go right knee down. So make sure my ribs are down, glute is tucked. I'm gonna hold that in my right hand, externally rotate, and then I'm gonna go 2 shoulder cars, squeezing that tennis ball nice and tight. So stay nice and tight through that core. Go on brace. Bicep scrapes the eyebrow, scrapes the ear. Ribs stay down. Rotate over the top. Keep rotating in. Back my hand reaches my side, and I extend. Rotate. Over. Cross. And down. Got 1 more there. Across the body. Across the face. Rotate that arm, keep rotating in as much as possible, extend as much as possible, just like we worked on. From there, just like the lift off, we're going up, arm stays tight, rotate over, come down, adduct, just like the pils rails we did, and come through. So you see with the cars, a lot of those come together. Everything we worked on today, the cars are the microcosm of good shoulder, healthy capsular space or workspace, which is what we're drawing when we do our cars, right? So left glute is tight, ribs are down, body's tight. Squeeze that ball, rotate out, adduct across the body, over the top. From here, I reach my end point of flexion. Now I imagine I got the X on my bicep. Internal rotation, just like the pils rails we did. Keep coming all the way around, back my hand touches my side. Extend, just like those lift-offs. Over the top, try not to shrug. That shoulder in the capsule. Adduct, just like those pils rails. And down, we got 1 more rep here. Ribs are down, core is tight. Over the top. Around. Keep coming, keep reaching back. And through and reverse. Thumb is high. Over the top.